Hello, everybody. Thanks again for coming to join us for episode 15 of Better Than Heroes. 15! You guys, it's 30 hours of D&D in space. My name is Rachel Weeks, and
Never
I play Klik, the level 5 Tohr-Kreen fighter. We have a couple of exciting announcements for everybody this week. Number one, merch is available. We have some t-shirts. We have a sticker that is available for sale on Teespring. We'll get a link in the chat to show that off. The art is, of course, by Ovredahl.
I did it.
Lovely Moonboy.
I've done it.
The shirts are on screen right now, too. You can see them.
Those are the shirts.
You can buy them.
They.
Finally.
Tell your friends.
There will be more merch available as we get used to Teespring and get things, up and rolling. But we started with the basics, and I absolutely love it.
We gotta get foam fingers, big foam fingers.
Let's get them. I want big foam wizard hats.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Right? Like with the moon.
It's really
inside.
good.
Or those like foam cowboy hats. You know what I'm talking about? That say like
Oh my
Goliath.
God, for
Yeah.
Goliathan.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna sell Windrider wigs.
The gears have turned.
You can be Windrider too.
become a weird, bashful mercenary in your own hometown. Actually, don't.
Wait,
Yeah,
Jordan. Can you draw Klik's mask and we can put it on masks?
Ooh, wow,
Oh,
that's
boy.
actually really
That would be
good.
awesome.
This
We're
is cool.
brainstorming.
Yes, I can do that. Anyway,
It's all gonna
we got
happen.
merch.
Hey, we're excited about merch, so please check out the Teespring and keep coming back. We'll post on Twitter or on Instagram anytime we got new stuff on there, so make sure you're following us there. And as always, please subscribe to the Twitch channel. And if you have already subscribe again. Twitch boots you off after a month, so make sure that you resubscribe. If you are a subscriber or if you are a patron, you should have access to our Discord. Make sure you get on there and we can talk about all the merch ideas in the world and also D&D. But remember, the most important thing you can do to support the show is not merch or money or whatever. It's just telling your friends that you like the show and sharing us on Twitter and Instagram. So spread the love. Let's get some more people in this chat.
Yeah, I just saw that there was a 3-month subscriber in the chat. Shout out. We've
What?
only had 3 months that you've been available to subscribe, so shout out Clooney.
Yeah, my man.
And we're down on Andrew tonight. We're down a Flute. He's taking this week off because, we can do that. We have vacation days here. But no. So I'm doing the Patreon announcements tonight, and I'm super excited about it because tomorrow is the 1st of the month. So we've done a whole new revamp of our Patreon now that we've kind of got to know you all and know what you might want. We're guessing. We'll find out. But we're now all Patreon tier subscribers can get access to our Discord. So hop on in, come hang out. We're also going to be doing a podcast instead of our live Q&A that's available only to Patreon subscribers. That's going to be a similar style. It's going to be a Q&A.
We got a hype train. What does that
so
mean?
surprising.
We don't know.
Oh my God.
We don't know
It's
what a
happening
hype
again.
train is.
Whatever it is, it's happening again.
Man. Okay.
Hide
So
your
if
kids.
God.
It's
That legitimately scared the shit out of me. I'm not looking at the chat, and so everybody freaked out all at once. And, oh boy.
I mean, if you sub right now, it helps us get the hype train. So, consider subbing. You could,
What?
There we go.
Jeffrey.
Jeff, another
Nice.
week, 2 weeks in
The
a row.
legend. Look at this guy.
We're all yelling. Our producer Case just told me for us to all stop yelling because we're so
Would you all
so.
shut up a little bit? All
It's
right,
the
you're
hype
please.
train.
It's the hype train.
Case, we
How can you
barely
not
got
yell
out of the
about
way.
I like that, Rachel. You got gifted with a sub, just so you know.
I did.
You did.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
a subscriber.
Yeah.
I got one
Um,
too. Hell yeah.
So yeah, if you're a new subscriber right now, if you just got gifted a sub, come hang out on our Discord. I'll drop a link right now. All Patreon members are now eligible to hop in the Discord. We also are going to start giving Patreon tier members original D&D material as well that we will be working on that you can play and use in your game. So check that out, and I think that's it. An important fact about the podcast, it's going to be similar to our Q&A. We're going to be discussing kind of like behind the scenes things about the show, people talking about their characters, just kind of how things work. And it's going to be hosted by our mod Ted. So he's going to talk to us and interview us about show. He's going to interrogate us, so it's going to be fun. Get to know him a little bit better.
Better than heroes. That's what we'll call it.
It's very, very good. My name is Jordan. I play the Moonboy, a level 5 Moonboy, and I am here to thank Big Top, y'all. I love Big Top. I love all the things they do for us, for you. Big Top makes it true. You know what I'm saying?
Big Top.
That's what they say. Big Top. What is their slogan? Do they have? You know what? I've got it. Big Top. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
That's
I think
good.
that's it.
Good.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah. So we'll let them know that we got them a new slogan.
Yeah.
I'm Aaron Urist. I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, level 5 Artificer. And right now we're about to get into it. We're going to watch our fantastic intro video, courtesy of Tiger Moon Productions, which is, as we all know, our stream's amazing director, Case Drury. Thank you, Case. You're the best. And we're going to watch our intro. We're going to watch the recap from last week's episode. And then we're going to play Dungeons, Though Dragons.
Dungeons yet dragons.
Go, get us out of here.
To dungeon.
Last time on Better Than Heroes, in the port city of Fair Maragna, after a daring rescue of their ship and their captain from the clutches of the widowers, the crew of the Dinger escaped the pirate dock. Flute Whimteaser revealed that he had himself been a widower pirate before he'd signed on with the Dinger. He then spoke to the corpse of one of the kidnappers and discovered that the widowers were acting at the behest of the mysterious Meridian Tract. The party allowed the ooze, Janus Droplet, to consume the body, granting her a new pirate form and increased size. Once the Dinger was safe, the crew finally asked Captain Goliathan why the Meridian Tract was chasing him. He dropped a number of bombshells, revealing that he had, for noble reasons, stolen the Dinger from a different crystal sphere, essentially another universe. He was being hunted between dimensions by an elf of the Meridian Tract called Ventress, who led the moth-winged ship that had been chasing them all this time. What does this mean for the crew? How do we escape forces such as these? Where do we go from here? Find out next time on Better Than Heroes!
All right, welcome back. Here we are at the end of the line of this train.
Toot toot.
It's gonna be a fun one
Got
tonight.
25 seconds left in the train. What do you want to do?
Choo, choo, choo. Oh man, tonight's gonna be good. I can feel it. Okay, so we find our party. The last scene we left them in was speaking to Goliathan in the kitchen of the Dinger. You all have decided to stay here tonight after the last time you left your ship at port in Firmaregna. It was stolen and Goliathan was kidnapped. And so you all have been chatting with the captain. He's kind of come clean, opened up to you all about being a intergalactic thief, maybe? Definitely hunted.
Fugitive.
Yeah, fugitive is the right. That's it.
And he he sort of blew our minds with Beyond Intergalactic, right? Like,
Yeah, he was like, P.S. There's other galaxies.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
even-
We're
it was like
still
other
grappling
universes.
with time and space. Yeah, universes.
Yeah. So it seems that like the world you know here is just one bubble inside a lot of bubbles. Excuse me. And so
Sorry.
Could have been some bubbles of your own.
I was
or,
gonna
like,
say,
get-
it's
or,
like there's a bubble joke.
I prefer the idea that you were getting a little emotional. Other bubbles.
there's a universe inside me, you know. So
Whoa.
You gotta
You're
let it out,
Men in
Harlan.
Black.
so he's, you all are kind of having this heart to heart of sorts. The different members of the crew are reacting differently to it, for sure. And we left the scene with Flute asking if the harp that the crew has collected from the wreckage of an elf ship that happened at the very beginning of this campaign, which is signed by Florial, this mysterious figure in history, was a helm, and he said no, but that Florial was the only person he's ever met who he knew could travel between these crystal spheres, these dimensions. And then, with the little after credits scene, Moonboy asked if Goliathan has ever seen another moon boy, and he said no, but he'd seen a moon girl. So that's where we left it. I'm gonna drop you all back in the kitchen. The whole crew is hanging out, all of y'all. And
Moonboy's like,
yeah,
he's like,
it's a freeze frame at the last end episode, and it's just starting straight on that freeze frame.
yeah, he's frozen in the air, and nobody else is frozen, and they're like, what is he doing?
It's part of his magic. It's how he goes to the bathroom.
He's morking out.
Yeah, so you all have kind of just an open floor with Goliathan still, but it's getting late into the evening, so you'll want to refresh soon.
Well, certainly it's not safe for us to stay here for too long, but we require repairs, do we not?
Yeah,
If we take time.
Yeah, I mean, we got at least 3 days' work if I can get all the, make all the negotiations correct. But this thing is not. If we take it at terminal speed, it'll just come apart. So, yeah.
Where did you see the moon girl?
It's actually. It was actually. It was the same. It's like a floating. It's a rogue moon.
What?
Yeah, I mean, not like a Moonboy moon. It's just it's
Was it the moon?
I mean, it was a moon at one point. He says.
Did you meet the moon?
I didn't talk to a moon when I just landed on it. But
All right.
yeah, there's some rogue moons here and there, and it was past the rock. Kind of going the other way that I haven't gone since a long time.
Let me ask you this. Was she also filled with a strange and terrifying power that she didn't fully understand?
I mean, I kind of get that vibe off of a lot of human beings. So, I mean, beings in general. So I wouldn't be the best judge of that. Everything is kind of new and different from me still. I still have just a bit of awe and wonder at all the people I meet. So, yes. But I don't think that's kind of giving you the answer you want. Your captain says, and you've just really never heard him be this forthcoming. He's always very kind of composed and controlled, and you can probably get that it's because
Really
he's thinking
seems
real
like
hard. Yeah,
You're
real
getting
story.
some stuff off of your chest here, Goliathan.
I mean, it does feel good to share this with y'all. I haven't really talked to many people about it.
It feels good to hear about it. Glad it's all out in the open.
Me too.
Everything's so much bigger than I was ready for. I mean, this universe is so big already. What's What's the craziest thing you've seen?
A dog with 6 heads.
That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
They all
Too
barked
many
different
heads?
too. It didn't make any sense.
Were they
they-
different breeds?
Are you sure that wasn't 6 dogs with one body?
Well,
Well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. It could have been. There could have been a bunch of. It could have been like 5 bodies stuffed in there, but
I get paid to ask these sort of questions.
how do you even know?
I didn't ask. I didn't measure.
You don't want to ask and blow all of their minds at once? That's terrifying.
It would have been rude. Yeah. So I just try and keep to myself.
That's wild.
So I mean, but is this going to change anything for y'all? I don't know where your heads are at with this.
I mean, if there's another moon person out there, I should like to very much to find them and ask them if they've seen my moon. The moon.
I mean,
Have you
we'll
never
keep an eye
seen
out.
your moon?
I've seen the moon. I've seen the moon. Lots. It's in my hat. But before that, yes.
Yes, you've never seen the moon in person?
No, I've seen it.
You have?
Yes, I saw it a lot, and then it was gone.
Are you out of game? Are you lying?
No.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make you roll for it, but that's fine.
Out of game. Are you lying now?
No, he's not lying. This is I think the Moonboy remembers bits and pieces of his kind of history, and he doesn't like to think about it a lot, but he remembers. You kind of see within him when you ask him these questions, he kind of tenses up, like he doesn't really want to talk about it a lot. But yeah, he's seen the moon. He knows at least his moon quite well.
Cool. Yeah. So, yeah, Grilladin's like, I mean, we can keep an eye out. We can, if we make it out of this one, I'm down to go look around for see if we can get any information on that moon girl.
Was she in this? What did you call them? It was a crystal.
A crystal sphere. Yeah, I saw one of this
Yes.
crystal sphere. Yeah.
This one, so strange.
Yeah, it was way before I knew you, but
I should say so.
it's why you weren't that surprising to me, kind of clocked you in my brain for...
Right.
I did always wonder about that.
I was trying too. In those first few days, I was like, "Wah, bleh, look at me,
Yeah,
surprise you."
Once you kind of come without knowing there are other worlds and you go into another world and you live that life for a little bit, not too much surprises you. You just kind of get
You
used
strap
to
in.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Dog with 6 heads.
6-headed dog.
That's what got
Yeah.
you, huh?
All
6
the way down.
dogs
I've seen
with
multiple
one body.
universes been chased by elf pirates.
Well, I just got a lot of
6
questions
heads on a
like,
dog.
did 2 dogs with 3 heads breed? No, that doesn't make sense because they were just another 3-headed
have
dog.
3 heads.
Yeah. Did somebody
This-
make them
this-
like this?
It's a
Dennis,
dog with
another
12
breed-
heads
Look,
and a dog
look.
with 1 head.
Look,
And
stop,
they made
friends.
a 6-headed dog.
Friends,
Wait,
that
wouldn't it
way.
have 2 heads? Okay.
Lies, madness.
Like
This
other
is-
Cobble's
this
like,
is-
well, actually, and then it's like, the group gets loud for a second, and then it, there's like ambience of the room of you all discussing what would make a 6-headed dog, and then you just hear a slam, on one of the tables, of what is Goat holding a big mug, and she's clearly finished it and slammed it down on the table, and it's quieted down. The large Goliath bosun Goat, she's like, well, I'm going to bed. With my 1 head, I'm just going to bed. And she kind of just, without reacting at all, like hearing the rhyme and like not even addressing it, she just walks out, and
Oh, that's
it's
not
it's
like
just
her.
like, yeah, exactly. She loves to rhyme.
She
Stop.
loves to rhyme.
Stopping
Float in
for
the
a
boat.
second, like and just
Nope.
having
Too
to
upset.
having to turn her back on a rhyme.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should all sleep on this information and
Yes. Yes.
come back in the morning with a fresh start.
Yeah. Well, Klik, K.A.I, are y'all okay to? I know it's your usual, but you're okay to keep watch. I'm pretty cooked.
Of course.
Yeah, no problem.
You do your lazy, sleepy time. Close those little eyes. Recharge your poor little weak bodies.
I understand you not understanding, but and he kind of tips his hat and he's like, I appreciate y'all. Y'all treat me real nice.
Good night, Goliath.
And, yeah.
I'm the Moonboy is going to sleep. He's going to creep downstairs into his barrel, and then I think once everybody kind of goes to bed, he's gonna get somewhere where he can see the stars and kind of sleep out there.
Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Yeah. There is a kind of like porthole situation at the top of this mossy lid that is covering the dock that you're on, and through it there is some pretty bright stars you can kind of lay out on the front deck, and have a nice star-filled evening. Anybody else want to do anything before they head off to bed?
Oh, I don't think so.
I'm gonna follow Goat and just make sure she's okay, which I'm not very good at, but we're friends.
Yeah, and you recently saw your this Kreen who came into your life, Angus, have quite the moment with Goat too. She, he was very kind of like calming to her, so I could see. Yeah.
Are you okay? You weren't even affected by the rhyme.
She's in. You kind of like catch up first, and she's in the bunk area, but she's like, no, I mean, how are we supposed to be okay right now? We just found out everything's different than we thought it was.
Not everything. We're still on a boat with our friends. We're still in the space that we know. There's just intergalactic elves chasing us.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't want conflict. I just want to do my job, and I don't want to have to that Gravislayer was bad enough. We got flipped around. People almost died. I've lost enough. I don't want to have another group of people that I've invested a lot of time and energy with just go away. So, if we're going to be living this life of uncertainty and risk, I got to find something else.
Well, if you leave the ship, don't you lose these people anyway?
Yeah, but it's better to do it on my own terms than have them ripped away from.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Either way, you lose them, and one of them you leave them alone, and then you're alone, and you've left them alone on purpose. You've left your family on purpose.
Well, she takes a big barrel that is in this room and shoves it against the door, so that no one can come in. Oh. And she sits down and she's like, why did you leave your home?
They didn't want me anymore.
Right, but why?
Well, I wasn't allowed to be there anymore. I didn't leave my family because I was afraid. I left my family because they were ashamed of me.
What did you do? She's looking straight up at you, kind of just now worried that you should say maybe she's worried about you lying to her too.
It's complicated. I didn't do a good job. Where I come from, everybody does their job, and most of the time that's defending each other. And I didn't do a good job.
So you let someone die?
I didn't let someone die. I didn't want them to die.
Look, I'm sure that like we all have our stuff. You know, none of us are here because we worked our whole lives to be here and are super excited about finally getting this position on a ship that's pretty much just a barge carrying food from one place to another. But I like the lack of glamour about this place, and because I'm
Well,
there's
then
never
fight for it. If you like it, it's yours.
But
You have it here, and it's good, and you like it, and you like the crew, and you like your work. Then there's nothing wrong.
And she slams her hands down on the ground and makes a loud noise, and she's like, I don't fight, though. I go away. When conflict happens, I leave. That's what my strategy.
Whew. Tag yourself, am I right?
Well, that sounds like you're going to be leaving a lot.
She goes, Why should I stay? You tell me right now. Why should I stay if I can't trust the person in charge here? If I can't, if who else is hiding secrets? Why? Tell me. I need it. She's like truly being like, this is. She doesn't often ask things of people. She's very much like a giver. Even like K.A.I making food for her is like a little bit uncomfortable and thinks she's something she's had to adjust to. And she's truly asking like for your help right now. And she's like, "What? Tell me. I can't figure it out. Tell me why I should stay here."
Because these people love you. And he's told us now. We asked him and he told us. And now we know. I think everyone has their secrets, and that's part of being a person. You're allowed to tell people however much you want to tell them, and the more they tell you, the more they love you.
Damn. Roll a persuasion check with advantage, because that was just hit me in the heart. That's the only reason why you get advantage on that one.
Well, good thing Klik is so good at persuasion.
Yeah, I'm sure Goat is really good at charisma too.
12.
Oh boy. I rolled I got a 14.
Wow.
And she's like,
To understand that she's right.
To melt
Notice-
her scarred
set-
heart.
to set the DC, unfortunately.
No.
And she goes, I wish that what you said was true, but that's right now, that's not how I see it. I understand. I don't have a lot of options right now, so I'm not saying I'm going to flip and leave tomorrow, but I just don't feel good about things, and I'm kind of done talking. And she takes the barrel and just like scooshes it over, and she's like, shrugs and looks at you and is kind of like, even though this is the room where you sleep, she's like, please leave now so I can go to sleep first.
Well, rest your big giant body. I'm gonna go outside.
Yeah. She's just kinda
Anybody
like
want
shrugs.
some hot chocolate before we go to bed?
She doesn't roll out. Goat loves hot chocolate and just does not call back.
Oh, right in the heart. K.A.I weeps.
No rhyming, no chocolate.
Cool. So I'm imagining you go and join K.A.I, kind of standing guard out front with both
Yeah.
with you all with 2 big mugs of hot chocolate, and
Yeah.
everybody else going to bed. Cool. So you all see a this just kind of like vine-ish humanoid bustling around, and throughout the night he kind of like comes and goes, but that's really the only thing you see throughout the whole evening. And you don't seem to be bothered, and Goliathan seem to be right about being able to pay this dock enough money to not give away your location to the widowers who are here inside of Firma Regna and clearly looking for you all, along with the Meridian Tract, if you caused them a lot of problems. And nothing goes wrong. You kind of wake up to a very loud morning. Like, it seems like there's just like a lot of activity around Firma Regna as soon as the sun rises, and there's like bustling, but it's a very unique bustling for you all. I mean, you've been to many different places, but as this is there are a lot of different types of insect-leaning humanoids. There are, the chatter of the town has a very kind of like summer night chorus feeling, sound to it. So, that's you all are. Your ship is docked. It goes unbothered. You see a lot of crew members who clearly work here, bustling in as you all wake up. Goat is not the first one up tonight for this morning for the first time in a very long time that you've ever seen. She's kind of like not out on the deck, is just chilling in her room. But yeah, that's you all kind of have the day. Goliathan is out and about in the kitchen, eating a scone, which is a scone this time, and he's like, last time we were parked, I told you y'all got to stay in one place, but that was kind of a different ship, if you know what I mean.
That's true.
So I trust y'all to go out and about town. Please don't bring the Meridian Tract or the Widowers back here. If y'all want to do stuff, though, you can clearly handle yourselves. So,
any hints on spotting the Meridian Tract? Would we
He's like-
recognize them on sight?
It's like, well, and he pulls out again like this small piece of like item from his hand. It's like a small piece of paper that clearly has been like etched into. And Case, if you could throw up the art of Ventress, that'd be great. As he opens it up again, and you see this elf character, this like clearly like sword wielding elf with like pointy ears, and he's wearing a very sleek black clothing. And Goliathan points out, he's like, yeah, see, the Meridian Tract, they wear uniforms that are kind of subtle. They're usually all black, but they have these kind of stripes, this bit of color throughout that
Right.
signify their rank. So,
Right. It's like
green
it's
is-
like at a restaurant where everybody has a uniform, right?
Yep, that's it. Or like on some ships that are not ours.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Ships where they pay you better.
Yep. Well, if y'all want to have a discussion about that, I understand. But,
Ship
so
themed.
Right.
I just want to
avoid
have a
this
discussion
guy.
about uniforms.
Yes,
sure. I mean, if y'all can find some, go for it.
I would
Yeah,
like.
could.
I thought I didn't want to bring this up or anything, but I'd like some shoes. My poor Moonboy feet are filled with splinters.
Moon splinters.
I've got splinters in my feet.
Moonboy,
And,
what did
my-
you do with your shoes?
I used them to make 2 whimsical cocktails. I told
Oh,
you.
yeah.
And I remember, and I left them. It was a good joke before all the fighting started.
Oh, I see. So it got left on Angus's ship.
Angus's ship.
I'm sure Angus is
yeah.
wearing them around. Your
Okay.
tiny,
Well,
tiny Moonboy feet.
That's fine. I have
I like that. I like that.
perfectly,
Let's get you some shoes.
adequately sized feet. Large,
Shopping?
even for a Moonboy. I would like to go shopping. I want some shoes. Magic
We do-
shoes.
Okay.
We do have some trading that we could do.
Oh, we do!
Are there magical items for sale in this city?
Oh,
Do
yeah,
people
sure.
trade in magic?
This is a city built on giant mantis legs. There's a lot to behold here.
That's a good point.
I want to see the mantis legs.
Yeah.
I kind of would like. This is just Jordan. I would like to know more about that mantis situation.
Well, go ask. Yeah, do it. He's like, yeah, I mean, y'all can go about
Harlan's like,
town.
I'm dying to tell you.
Got this whole thing about mantis food. I got all this mantis food in the back. I was just waiting for somebody to.
But yeah, so you all can go about town. You have nice, the mantis art is up too. And you all can go about town. He asks that you just like be discreet, don't cause problems,
Yes.
and you can go about town. He says that
Should we consider putting on a disguise?
I can disguise myself with magic.
I can become an animal. Does anyone want a parrot?
Kind of.
Klik. I look down at my 8 or 7 foot mantis warrior body and
Yeah.
and just like I'll tie a little bow around my antenna.
There.
We've seen other Kreen in this
Yeah.
city. You're not the only
This
one.
now I'm a
Sure.
different one.
But I mean, should
Everyone
we
in
like?
this town's a plant man or a moss baby.
Yeah, I'll
There's
be fine.
I don't think they stick out quite that much.
Okay. All right. So, we did kill a bunch of people. We killed at least we've committed at least 2 murders since we've been here. And
yes.
in self-defense, but that's fine. But people are looking for us. Should we throw, let's say, I'm so sorry, Klik, a big elephant man tarp over Klik, and maybe do like magical disguise? Like, what do you think? What do you guys think?
I
We should do magical disguises on me. Maybe
I don't know
don't
if
know.
I have.
Klik could remove some of her apparatus that maybe could be used to identify her, so she would just look like a normal Kreen.
I
Yeah.
guess she could take off the translator,
Yep.
but
there are
then
people who speak green here.
I
okay,
do. I'll be able to translate if.
okay,
There you go.
that's a
Cool.
great disguise.
Yeah, that's right. You do. We established that. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, you take this like Bane mask
Yeah.
almost like off of your.
There's like a
the
tube
front.
that comes out of it. It's like,
like all Matrix, I was thinking the same thing.
I have to disconnect. I'll just have to disconnect the cable that goes to your brain.
Quick, could you quick hold the spit valve for me? Don't get the spit on you.
Yeah, you
I
see
need
like
that
two
for
like
weapons. I need that for weapons.
you see 2 tiny little like mandibles, I guess is like that like you usually have never you don't see often because she rarely takes this off, just like kind of like right there. And as you're setting off, Gerlahin's like, wait, aren't you gonna take the Windrider? And you kind of like look around and he's nowhere to be found. But at that, Moonboy, as you kind of like look around, you hear this like little crunch in your pocket. And if you could open Roll20, I will show you the note that you find from stuffed in your pocket.
Ooh.
Whoa.
I'm already delighted.
Yep, it's gonna go up on the stream too, so everyone can see it as well.
Boy.
Mr. Boy.
And this is a note from
I'll-
Andrew himself wrote this. just so you know.
I'll read it out loud. I'll go.
Please do.
It's from him. Mr. Boy. It's me. I went into port. Hang on, I'll do his voice.
Gerlathan has already left. Gerlathan has already left. It's like, okay, you guys have it figured out. I'm not worried about it. But you still, yeah.
It's don't you want Goliathan? It might be a caper. No?
I
Okay.
trust you. I trust you. He says, like, tired and,
Sure. I went into port to fetch a few things. Figured it better to sneak away rather than beg permission. If you may, let Captain and crew know. I'll be back before anyone realizes I'm missing. Windrider. And then he says, until I get back, Moonboy is the Windrider? Well,
roll a deception check.
I mean,
You all can both roll insight and see if you get higher than him. This is good D&D. Damn it.
Gosh, just rolling so poorly. 9.
15.
Also 15.
Okay, cool.
I won't say anything.
Yep. You're not
I'm
Tygo's
just
the
like-
runner, but
I'm just
yeah.
like, of course you are.
yeah.
Of
yeah.
course you are.
You know
And
well enough
Klik,
to just
Klik
not
is
ask.
just kind of confused
All right.
and
Should-
allows it.
Should anything come up, I suppose I will act in the capacity of Windrider. And he tucks it away.
This is a Santa Claus situation.
God, what is that called?
He is a little like Santa Claus, isn't he? Except with justice.
Oh man, my brain is just spinning on how to make Santa canonical in D&D.
He's canon in Spelljammer. He's canon in Spelljammer.
Yeah, it's just
He's
it's
a
just
he's
here.
a Spelljammer, and he
Yeah.
lives. He exists in one of the crystal spheres.
That's how the helm is powered.
I
Yeah.
mean, technically
Yeah.
it would make sense.
Santa's power.
It would make sense that that Santa Sleigh would be a Spelljammer because he'd be channeling, Christmas magic into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Harlan?
I'm
Christmas episode.
I'm not. I'm in. We're doing it. I've already have plans for it in my brain right now.
At the very
for,
least, a Christmas one-shot.
yeah. I promise you, we will do a.
Christmas
I
episode.
promise you, we will do a Santa caper in December now.
I want it to be a holiday caper. Let's get them all in there.
Okay, you guys can fight a
On
giant
behalf
turkey.
on behalf of Hanukkah.
I want to.
We're fine.
Come on, Hanukkah goblins! Herschel!
Oh, all right. Yeah.
We can maybe get Moses in there.
If Herschel and the Hanukkah goblins make an appearance, then I'm back in.
Is
Okay.
Andrew really what kept the stream together?
Yes.
How is that possible?
Yes.
He was. He was
Better.
the glue. He was the subtle glue all along.
Secret glue.
Okay, so you all head out from this.
I'm going to, before we leave, cast Disguise Self to make myself appear to be a fastidious older gentleman.
Great. You want to throw any what? Okay, no, I'm not.
Sure,
gonna do it.
he's got a white ponytail. Nope. Let's lose
Yes.
the ponytail.
Nope,
Yeah,
too
all
late.
right.
No,
Nope,
too
nope.
late.
No,
White
sorry.
ponytail.
There.
He's got a white ponytail. He has fine town's clothes, ready to head
He has
into
a
the
red
town.
hat with a little pom pom on the end.
Sure.
Sorry.
Um,
One more Santa joke, then I'm done.
He's got those little shorts like terry cloth that say beach bum across the butt.
Oh, he's like one of those older guys who wears giant bike shirts but tiny bike shorts.
Roller skates.
I don't know.
Go
how
ahead.
I don't know how I missed the mark so badly. I think older German.
Sorry.
It's
No.
fine.
Oh wow.
Moonboy, are you doing anything to change your disguise yourself?
I don't really have any spells. I can turn into an animal at whim, so I will expend one use of my
Wild shape.
wild shape, and you guys.
Cool. It only lasts for
t-
an hour, but
Oh, it
yeah.
does. Oh,
He's
bollocks
just
to
a
that
druid
then.
baby.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a little too druidy for Moonboy's flavor anyway.
Sure. Maybe just
I'll-
get it over. Yeah, you tell me. How are you
I'll
doing?
throw. I will take my. Is there any hats around? Is there a hat I could put on over my hat?
Goliath's hat.
We have a hat rack.
We do have a
with
hat
some-
rack.
It's got
Yes.
some hats on it.
Oh,
You have a magical hat rack that only has one hat on it, and it changes you into the hat.
yeah.
rack.
If I take it off,
Maybe I
I'd
could just
become
carry
the hat
that
rack.
with me.
No, that seems like we're adding steps.
Now you're just carrying a hat rack around?
Yes.
I will.
Now it's
The
just a
Moon
crane
Boy.
and a man with a hat rack?
The Moon Boy will very sheepishly and cautiously take off his hat, and he folds it up and he puts it in behind his cloak, tucks it away, and he kind of does his hair a little bit, so he's not wearing a big hat until he can figure out a little bit of a more magical solution, because they deleted the spellbook app that I was using, and I don't know where I'm at, quite frankly. Can I maybe roll? I mean, I hate to beg for rolls, but is there a chance I can with a stealth or something, kind of.
Oh, I mean, you can do a performance check to disguise
Okay.
yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I help
Okay.
him by like?
Yes.
Giving him a
yeah. I
little
mean, you're an
schmutz.
artificer too. You
Yeah.
can kind of like
I'll tinker
know,
around a little bit.
get some bobby pins out too, and yeah.
So Klik is wearing a bow around her feathered antennas in like a little ponytail, and I am going to take my giant peacock feather with me,
Okay.
just
cool.
for brandishing.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
great.
we're doing. It's very showgirl.
God, I love how this has turned into like this opulent crew of just like woohoo, like yeah.
An opulent
Goliathan was
squad
like,
of
"Hey,
townsfolk.
be undercover," and we're like,
Yeah.
"Yes."
And we're like, what? Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Got it.
Cool. What did you get on that? What'd you get on that performance check?
Well, the Moon Boy rolled a solid 9 on
Okay.
a performance.
Did you do
and
it
I-
with my help.
I did.
Advantage?
The other one was even worse. But
It's
I think he I think he like goes into a place. He's like, I've got an idea. Watch this, the perfect disguise, and like goes in and comes out, and he's just holding a newspaper with 2 holes in it.
yeah. It's you all kind of even with your help, Kai. Like you trying to spruce him up. It's hard to hide this like pale white gnome when there are just not really, in your experience, gnomes like this. But you figure that with your disguise and with Klik's disguise, that this is really the best you're going to get, and you
Okay.
all can head out into town and
Can
kind of
I
just
fashion
hope.
a baby Bjorn?
Ask the artificer. Ask the artificer.
I honestly,
I'm kidding.
If you
I
want
don't
to
think we
swaddle the
need it.
Moon Boy, we could arrange such a thing.
I
Oh,
thought I had
this
some
is
sort of.
hold on, stop. This is happening real quick.
Just a wee moon babe.
Can you roll a what were we doing
does
for
make sense.
Yeah,
for
I'm like
constructing
already
something?
doing it.
Yeah.
It depends on which tools I'm using. I think we're doing dexterity plus
Well,
efficiency.
and it makes
Let's do
sense.
this. Yeah, because you're like sewing fabric. Yeah.
It makes sense with the Elephant Man rap that she could be clutching a grub.
Just a wee moon babe.
Or would I be pretending to be a Tohr-Kreen
No,
grub?
you're for sure a little Tohr-Kreen.
Well, I only got a 10. I rolled a 4.
God,
Yeah.
we're just not doing it.
It's like in the time that you have.
If I
just-
had more time.
We're just gonna burst out of this ship just covered in Elmer's glue and sequins. So the Moon
With
Boy
a
is
feather.
Okay, so with the time you have, you're really only able to get like a strong piece of fabric to hold his body. That's about all it does. You can get it does hold him up there, but it doesn't do much to disguise him. It just kind of like attaches him to her chest, and you're just kind of like, okay, here we
I
go.
just let him down.
Yeah.
I got,
Okay.
Purely
Awkward.
functional,
We're not.
but-
Neither of us are very personal.
I got
people.
nothing. I got nothing either. I got druids have fuck all for have all for illusion magic. So we'll just wing it and hope nobody sees us. If somebody sees us, I don't know. I'll turn into a celestial owl and pull their eyes out.
Yeah, after going through this as a
plan.
party, you're just kind of like, you get frustrated. Kai's frustrated maybe because you're like usually good at this. Like you can tell me, but
I
like,
thought it was going to come together better, faster. And it didn't.
It's
in fact,
me.
frustrate.
You could say it's me. I know. I'm hard to work with. You stick me with those pins.
and
I-
Moon Boy
I-
is just a dress that's way too big.
I keep wriggling. I can't stop wriggling.
and so you all just kind of like step out into the sunlight of the day. This ridiculous crew. Like Moonboy, like having the cloth that was fastened and the newspaper in his hand is just trying to like maybe figure something out. K.A.I, just this dapper gentleman.
You know what happens?
Sure, tell me.
Sorry, please finish.
No. If you got it, do it.
The Moonboy, as they step out, it's kind of that scene where it's like, "Bwah, bwah," and we just look terrible. And he goes, oh, the hell with it. And he utters a silent prayer to whomever, the moon. And I cast Pass Without Trace, which itself manifests in us being less perceptible. We're just the type of people who all of a sudden you would ignore. We're sort of blurred around the edges with a soft moonlight, if you will.
My bow tie just goes from perfectly rigid to just droops
So we're
a little
just
bit.
So do we maintain the look and just people don't perceive us as?
Yes.
Okay, so we're like
this,
a crew of wacky theater kids walking through the airport and nobody gives.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
there's
we're
like a magical like glow. It's like when the sun kind of like
see.
flashes for a second and you just like have trouble adjusting is kind of the effect you're having where people don't really notice you as it's adding +10 to your stealth. So although you aren't moving pretty stealthily, pretty passively, especially when people aren't really looking for you here out in the street too, you're able to just kind of cut through the crowd, no problem.
Always at a 10 stealth, basically. And it's the flavor is a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you. So we have an hour to get there. I could cast it again on the way back, but
Okay. Let's go get some shoes.
I want some
Since
shoes.
that's what we're doing.
So yeah,
We're going shoe shopping.
My special stealthy little man.
Yes.
this is the closest we got to a beach episode. This is fun.
I thirst for shoes.
Yeah, it's just shoe shopping. Yeah, so you step out into this busy part of Firma-Regna, and you see lots of other docks full of Spelljammers. There's a couple of different ships that look like nautical ships transferred into Spelljammer ships. You can see there's a couple of ships with a lot of bug-like properties. You can see they have built wings that have been made into sails, and you see another one that has a sort of like shark bend to it. You can't quite tell as it's not a very defined water creature. I almost said mammal, not mammal. But it does have like a fin coming off of it, and there's clearly like a deck on the top and an interior to it. And they're all about the same size as your ship, if not smaller. And this section of Firma-Regna too kind of goes in. It's kind of a triangle as the wall goes all the way around, and it's basically a road all the way around Firma-Regna that is mostly foot traffic, but has some carts. There's a few lizards here and there that are pulling carts along this edge here, and this is a town square of sorts, but it clearly goes into Firma-Regna deeper. There is this pathway that goes into it, and at the edge of the wall, it just drops down, and you see all of these cranes that are built here as well that kind of are built to get things off of the spelljamming ships and then lower them down to below. And if you go through this crowd that is full of different types of plant humanoids, insect humanoids. There's even some just like various types of invertebrate beings that you're like, I'm not even sure. You can't like clock their association of evolution, and but there's humans here too. There are dwarves, there are all sorts all around, and it's pretty packed here. It seems like a busy part of the area, and you can go looking for a shoe shop inside of here, or you can ask around if you would like to, but you do see a big sign that says Cloak Tree as one word, and you can tell that is the marker for the name of this first ring of Firmaregna. This cloak ring. So you kind of have all of this in front of you that you can do whatever you like with.
I guess let's find you some shoes.
Sure.
And then let's find a shop that sells magical curiosities.
I suppose that. Well, I mean, perhaps we can find something that's one and the same. I suppose.
You want some magic shoes.
Magic shoes?
Hey, I mean, how often do you find yourself
fancy,
in need of new shoes and a new magical item at the same time? I think the Moonboy would look around for either of those, a shoe shop or, something that... I don't even know how one would look for that. I guess the Moonboy...
I mean, you can just go through... There's lots of buildings and storefronts that are clearly for shopping. They're built in an odd way where there's some that seem to be grown out of the ground. It's hard to tell the difference between a hill and a building here, but there are definitely some that are built too.
Are there any, adventuring outlets?
If you all want to poke around the storefronts and just see what you can find without doing anything else, you absolutely can roll an investigation check. And so two of you can... Actually, all three of you can just go ahead and roll investigation checks as you're poking around.
Could I make it a perception?
There we go.
Nope, it's got to be investigation.
Copy.
Not great. Not great.
Mine was all right.
24.
I got a dirty 20, y'all.
All right, so
5.
Klik.
Can't see through the feather.
Yeah, I think Klik is following along behind the other two, just dancing and just enjoying the day in the city. I think she's very overwhelmed by this many people. This is a lot. This is very bustling for her. She's kind of a smaller city gal, and she's very excited by being very fancy. She feels like she's out on the town. We're having a fancy day out. And
day.
She's not looking at anything apparently.
Yeah, you're just soaking in the sights. There are lots of different type of green floating around. They're kind of moving past you quickly. There's just a lot of enticing sights and smells too. There's just beautiful flowers everywhere on this outer rim that it's clearly a well taken care of part of the city too. And it just smells nice here too. There's a lot of honeysuckle and just fresh rain kind of bits wafting here and there.
What a wonderful day. 3 regular, uncriminal friends out for a shop. K.A.I, is this what you would look like as a person?
I just assumed that I tried to think of what sort of a person would go with my voice and tried to fancy it up a little bit to be respectable. I don't know if I nailed it. I might not do the same thing twice.
You've kind of got a piano teacher vibe.
I'm very nervous about the ponytail. I feel like it was a bad decision.
I think he's pulling it off. I mean,
People are
Klik.
looking.
Klik, I suppose.
No one is looking, but but that feeling exists still. I know, you look around and you're like, oh, people just looked away. I know.
I think you look cool, man.
I love that you have this paranoia that people are watching, and I'm dancing behind you with an enormous peacock feather, just high kicks and
eating flowers from stalls.
Yeah, just this looks yummy.
Yeah. And with those two high of rolls. With those 2 high effort rolls, you are able to kind of just you're enjoying the sights and smells and poking around, but K.A.I especially, you're pretty locked into watching the flow of things and knowing which ones are kind of shops that you could go into and which ones are feeling right. And you see a sign that Moonboy, you're immediately able to translate as it's in Gnomish, and it is also in a couple other languages. It's in Kreen as well, and it's also in Common, but it says choose an oddities, and
wow, on the nose.
And you
exactly it.
You truly have a moment of what? Of this is too much, as it clearly, there's some an arcane glow to the edge of it that is suggestive of of magic and shoes.
Look, shoes and oddities. I'm gonna get one of each. I'm gonna get a shoe on the left foot and an oddity on the right foot. And he runs off.
Yeah, just like a kid going toward the game store. You just take off.
KB Toys, baby.
This is perfect.
And we'll find out what's in that shop after we do a quick drink pee. So
Ooh, perfect.
yeah. Well,
Diagon Alley.
Yeah,
Space.
we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in 5 minutes, and we are going to drink and pee and be right back. So I'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
We're back. I was supposed to count down. And I just straight up did not. I forgot that you couldn't hear Case right
Hi,
there.
Jack.
That was my fault.
You guys
That
ever?
was my fault.
You guys ever fallen into a stream? It feels weird.
There's people here.
Yeah, that was like my version of muting the mics. That's when I just don't tell you to. To be fair, my version of muting the mics for a while was just muting the mics because it used to be me. Okay, cool. So you all, there's this shop specifically. As Moonboy just runs to the door and heads on in first. K.A.I, you kind of clock it as like a lot of the buildings here seem very organic, seem very like built from the ground, have grass growing over them in a way that suggests they've been very cultivated and have been here for a long time. This one has a bit of that to it, but it also has a lot of actual building to it, and you can tell that the craftsmanship is very fine. Like the windows that are there, you can see have very just like intricate locking mechanisms and like opening mechanisms, and it's not something that I'm not even gonna make you roll for, as you would clock it immediately. And so some sort of fine craftsman definitely is here. And you all head in together. Moonboy first, K.A.I kind of just like, taking in the scenery, and Klik waving the feather around,
Just
bringing up the rear.
Or that.
She's never heard a song before. Give her a second.
That's fair.
And you, when you step in, it has very low lighting, and there are streams running all throughout the walls in a similar way that you all in real life would recognize, like, when you go to like a toy store and there are trains running around on tracks everywhere. And this is like that, but there are just a lot of very tiny little streams just kind of like flowing in different ways on the inside of this building.
Cool.
And there's a real Ocarina of Time store vibe to this place, where there is just one big counter and a bunch of things behind it. There's nothing really besides an open room in front of you all, and all of these kind of like different waterways around the room.
This place is fantastic.
And there's no one behind the counter.
I will, sort of taking the place in, walk up to the counter.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna trace the streams around the outside of the room.
Cool. Are you looking for anything in particular? Are you touching them? What are
Not
you? How are you
touching them.
interacting?
I'm just eyeballing them and kind of following around the edge of the room.
Great, cool. That's always the best answer whenever a DM asks you, "Do you touch it?" Is no.
No touching.
Classic.
Never
DM
touching.
question.
What if it's a kitty cat that needs a
Yeah.
scritch on its ears?
Yeah. What if it
Then
heals you
touching.
immediately?
Always touching. Poison kitty. Yes.
Yeah. It's too bad you didn't touch it, because it would have made you level up immediately. It's really messed up.
Oh no!
I touch it. I lick it. I lick the wall. Do I have a
Some
tongue?
experience.
Harlan, do I have a tongue?
No, they're schnozberries. They taste like schnozberries. Yeah. Yeah. So you see, and it's almost like looking at a map when you look at it closely, because the terrain, there's like built terrain, which is, it's like
Cool.
a bonsai garden almost, where a lot of small sprigs of grass have been grown to kind of like look like tiny bushes. And the closer you look at it and when you follow it, it is truly just like a model train set, how people build tiny things.
It's a Warhammer
with-
battlefield. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
And so, yeah, that's like that all the way, kind of like around the walls, and it just
pretty
seems to be
sweet.
just like, yeah.
Is it that way on the floor?
No, the floor is just plain old wood. It's actually kind of dusty and a little bit gross when you kind of look around and check out what is here. There's a lot of attention paid to the wall, not a lot to the ground.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you all are just kind of chilling in this room. As you walk up, and like kind of like nothing happens, there's this kind of like intricate, beautiful wall, and with you all just walking in, nothing happens.
Hello?
Up! And you hear a tiny little noise from almost immediately behind the counter, and you hear the sound of some sort of mechanical item, and you hear, and you see.
Oh no!
Should we leave?
Do you need help?
And you see the crest of the head of a tiny little creature who is winching themselves up on a tiny little platform, and they're raising themselves by like lifting and raising a lever. And this creature looks like mold on bread as a human. So there's just like this tiny little, less than a foot tall humanoid that is just multicolors and is like clearly made of mold. And it has a straight up top knot with like, but it's more of like a straight up ponytail. And it looks at you and goes,
do I know what language it's speaking?
what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Kreen, Dwarvish, Gnomish, and Elvish.
No.
Can I use my... Wow, I wondered if we were ever going to use this after we worked it out, but the intuitive linguist
Okay.
ability?
What is that?
I'm excited.
So yeah, wait, actually this is pretty cool. Explain to the crew like exactly how we worked this out too.
I will read this to you. This is part of K.A.I's abilities as a whatever he is, by intuiting and extrapolating the patterns of speech, language, and dialect. K.A.I able to learn to speak, read, and write languages remarkably quickly, even sometimes improvising on the fly. A successful intelligence Arcana check enables you to communicate with a creature that can hear you that speaks at least one language.
Okay. So you have to roll an Arcana check
Cool.
to see if you can kind of, as this creature is clearly communicating with you in some language, you can find out what you know.
Okay, not bad. 17.
Yeah, you get the more it kind of like looks at you and he goes, and it's kind of like hitting its chest a little bit too, and you realize, oh yeah, you kind of like immediately go into picking up the rhythms of it, and it is greeting you, but kind of in a curt way, and is asking you if it can do anything for you and what you want in a way that is very much, I wouldn't say rude, but definitely not polite. And then like looks up. It's just like, again, like standing on the counter. It is like on this little platform that has been lifted up mechanically onto the platform. Tiny creature just like looking up at you. It's full of pinks and purples and blues, and its eyes are like these black beads almost, and you can see its mouth moving. It doesn't have like an opening that like sound is coming out of, and it has a little tiny tool belt on, and the more you kind of like focus on it,
Tiny tool belt.
he has a tiny tool belt.
He's a little.
He has tiny tools.
Yes, he truly, like, you can see the these tiny little tweezers, this like itty bitty wrench. There's like something that is like a bar that you can see char marks on and is designed to get hot. And as you kind of just like look at it and you kind of emulate it back to it, and it goes, oh, it's a, and when with that you hear it's like, oh, okay. Well, look who you are, kind of like sassy, but greeting you. And then, yeah, it says, hi.
Hello, my name is K.A.I. These are my companions. We are interested in trading in shoes and oddities, and we noticed the name of your shop, and what a fortuitous find.
Yes, usually when I'm the only one here, I can get people to go away. this is interesting to me. It looks at you and goes, what are you?
I have some skills with languages.
I know, but you are made of magic. I can tell. What are you?
That's fine. Oh,
You're
can
not
see
a construct.
Why, you can see through my disguise?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just drop it then, because it only lasts for an hour anyway, and I'm gonna have to recast it.
I gave this being a couple of magical items, and one of them is having this like true sight ability. So
Sure.
it is just like looking right through it. Yeah.
I am a being of purely arcane intelligence. I inhabit this body, which I crafted. Perhaps I can see that you are an appreciator of craft and individual of some skill yourself.
Wow. Wait. You built yourself, and you're made of magic. No one built you?
No.
Interesting. He thinks he's like, And you hear him yell, and he goes, Atalia! And his voice kind of just like echoes back through this room, and you can tell that it's deep. And you hear a buzz and a flicker, and something close to the ceiling flies, that is big, flies up and just like whooshes forward and kind of plops itself down next to this little tiny thing, and Klik, you immediately recognize it as some sort of Kreen humanoid, except it's all green, and has a huge circular mouth and big, almost red eyes, and huge oval wings, and it's like a grasshopper-looking humanoid.
Green Kreen.
And Green Kreen, and it looks at you all and goes, "Can I help you?" But when he says this, it's an odd, like, musical sound that comes not from his mouth, but from his rubbing his elbows together. And, like, his voice, like, comes from his elbows. And he goes,
Very good.
I am sorry. I'm sorry if Whoosh was rude to you. And she tips her head and she goes, I am Atalia. I help Whoosh with the finer points of his establishment, and he says you are here to buy some shoes.
And she speaks.
Oddities.
Italia speaks common.
Yes, it seems it's like an
common-ish.
Yeah, you are registering it as common, but it's definitely like an odd sensation for like it's almost like it's being sung to you, but without like any musicality. Yeah.
Cool.
What do you need?
Well,
Shoes. I need some shoes. I've got splinters in my toes.
my friend here requires some shoes.
Right.
And we are also interested in some trade of perhaps magical items, depending on what you have available and your interest in what the couple of things we have.
Also, what happened to that guy? What happened to the guy, your friend, K.A.I?
Oh,
Whoosh?
No, the guy with the ponytail.
Oh.
oh my god!
No
was-
object permanence on Moonboy at
That was
all.
me. That was me
None.
in disguise.
He wants. You were okay. So you're two
I
people.
was him.
While they're talking, I think I'll shout to the Kreen. What happens if I touch this?
Yes, that will greatly displease Whoosh, as it will interrupt the flow of the water, and he will have to rebuild it. So please do not.
I will not.
Great.
Okay.
You are an interesting bunch. I do not mean to be rude. And Whoosh, K.A.I, you understand him. He goes, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I want to be a little rude. I have a lot of questions to ask. And he's like, no. We are happy for you to be customers here. You would like shoes, yes? And he just takes off in this like loud, not graceful, almost like slam through these shelves and shelves and shelves that are behind him, and then just back too. And he comes back with like a platter of different types of gnome shoes, and they are they're a wide variety of colors, clearly very well built, and different levels of like ornate. Like there's just like some that have like big curls to them, and there are some that have like tiny little wings to them, and then there are some that are just like very straightforward and just stylish and good.
Ooh.
And he goes, I am happy to provide you with shoes.
Thank you. These are good shoes. You can tell these are good shoes.
Thank you for the compliment. Did you hear
Thank
that,
you.
Ush? They like our establishment and your work. And K.A.I, you hear Ush go, oh, that's good. I'm very good at my job.
Yes,
I
you
can see
are.
that.
Sure. He didn't. So he touched the shoes then? That's good. Okay. So what are there any, do any of the shoes have moons on them? What, tell me about these shoes with wings on them.
Oh yeah, they have tiny little insect wings on them that are like flutter, like more like dragonfly wings that they stick out to the sides. And he goes, yes, these are some of our Whoosh's finer craftsmanship. They will allow you to fly.
Cool.
How much do those cost?
A lot.
I'd imagine.
What's a lot? Just curious.
He kind of like you could see he's trying not to show that he's sizing you up, but it's absolutely sizing you up. And chat, I told him on break that I had to pull up my chart for how much things cost in D&D, because that is my greatest flaw as a DM, is that I give parties things for no money when they should cost money. He goes,
No, it's fine.
He goes, 800 gold pieces for these. They are very finely built. And,
Is that a lot?
We are interested potentially.
Yes,
What are the other? Let's talk about the other
what-
shoes. What
sure,
kind of shoes
what-
do you have?
yes, we have these boots here that will allow you to not leave any tracks behind.
Sneaky boots.
Sneaky boots, and you can see they are made. It looks like they're made of leaves, but they are stitched so well together that it is not a problem to wear them. They look very snug and nice.
Cool.
They're quite green. He goes, yes, these are the boots of alchemy that will readjust the temperature of your body however you need it. And these are my favorite. They are cool shoes. And you see that they just are shoes that look like they have fire burning inside of them. And they don't do anything magical. They just look like look like flame shoes.
Some fly ass Jordans.
That's
the
pretty
fun
great.
ones.
I
Get the
must
cool ones.
have them.
How much? Oh, you like those? Do you? How much
they're so
how much
good.
for the cool shoes?
Those are only 60 gold pieces.
I mean, how much money do we have?
That's kind of a lot.
Yes,
We
this
can
is
afford them.
Whoosh is one of the greatest craftsmen from Regna of shoes. And
How
Whoosh is
much
like, yes,
are those?
I'm very like he too. Everyone else is just like, and then with him, he's like, K.A.I, you're like, yeah, I'm very good at this. This like the resale value is high.
What if
Yeah, absolutely.
could somebody, whoever wants to speak to the mold, whoever, well, how much would a custom shoe cost, and how long would it take?
What depends on what you would like. Whoosh's time is very valued. So if you would want anything that is only for you, it could be quite expensive,
Okay,
depending on what you want.
I would like some shoes that match this whole thing. And he takes the hat out for a second.
Ooh,
And then he puts it back away. Yes. And he goes, I would like them to have little stars and moons in them, in the stitching. Very fine. And I would like them to be super duper traction-y. Like, maybe, like, walk on a wall traction-y.
Yes. Oh, one moment. And he reaches like past where this counter is, so you can't see, and he pulls his arm across, and a curtain goes across. He's just like, whoosh, the curtain goes across.
Big Miyazaki vibes on this guy. I love it.
I was thinking Wizard of Oz.
And you hear this like sing song of a grasshopper, like it's almost like a violin, and it rubbing its legs together, and just, and then you hear the little like voice back there, and they're communicating, and you can't like even Kai, even you, it's like dampened enough so you can't understand, but it's like through a wall, and clearly there's some sort of magic that is preventing you from like understanding too, and then it gets pulled back open, and he goes. Yes, Whoosh will need 3 days, and he looks at you and goes, 820 gold pieces.
That's a lot.
We don't
That's a
have
lot.
that much, Moonboy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. I know the options before me. I've got a lot to think about. These are cool shoes.
What if they were those shoes, but they didn't let you walk on walls?
What about that?
How much for the same shoe, but without the ability to walk on walls? How much would that cost?
One moment. And the curtain goes back across, and it comes back very quickly. 320 gold pieces.
Still seems like a lot for a pair of shoes, and these are very cool shoes here. And we also, we have some
have 3
items.
days?
Well, we have
do.
3 days, but we also have some items that maybe we should talk about. This is kind of as an aside to Kai. Talk to him about trading. Do we have trades?
These will only take 1 day without the magic.
Ooh.
Is there any way that... Oh, well, I don't want to ask you to come down on the price. I don't want to insult Whoosh.
Whoosh, you immediately, like, he's watching you all the whole time. It's like kind of staying quiet and just cagely watching you all. And when
Just
if
through a door jam.
he's still right there. He's just kind of like arms crossed, like the person who usually does the talking is doing talking, so he's staying out of the way. And he's like, just like muttering to himself. And Kai, you're even catching that. It's like, these people don't even understand how good and cool I am. I am very good. No one can touch me. I am the best here.
Absolute.
Little,
Maybe
little Schumann.
we could have a little. We could have a little tinker off.
He's like, excuse me?
A friendly contest.
What? Just because you made yourself doesn't mean that you can make anything.
No, that's certainly true. I'm interested to see you in action.
Well, you're trying to steal my secrets.
No. I mean, maybe a little bit. You can steal mine as well.
What's he
secrets
saying?
you have?
I'm certain that your secrets are worth far more than mine.
Yeah, you all just experienced Kai making sounds you've never heard him make before.
What's he saying? Is it about stealing secrets? Tell him we won't, and then let's do it.
Wait, just real quick, Aaron. This is what they hear, and what do you just did? And it's like this little tiny boy is just like getting heated and like kind of like stamping with his foot.
I do not mean to insult. That is...
You are not insulting. You are just wrong.
Well...
Kai, it's okay. You don't have to have a game of Tinker Chicken with this scumbag. Don't let him get into your head.
I think he's wonderful.
Oh. Well, I misread the situation then. Carry on. Tinker
No,
Chicken.
it's fine. He's seen it.
I have a
Could be
question
fun.
that I should have established this, but I'm going to establish it now. Is remind me what your hummingbird's name is?
Bessner.
Is Bessner out and about currently?
I will. I can make things, and I will summon. I made this, and I will summon Besner.
Whew. Yeah, it kind of just like flies out of you, and whoosh, this little mold creature is like, no, like raises his arms up, and it's like, it is not just a mechanical being. It is infused. What?
Yes.
And he looks at you and he goes, "What are you?"
I believe the term for the things that I create is artifice.
Yes. Okay. I'll tell you what. I will give you the moon shoes for this bird.
Oh, I can't do that. He's my friend, and also we are bonded on a fairly deep level. I don't think, but I could
What's he
make
say?
you a.
What's he say?
He wants Besner.
When
He wants my
Moonboy,
bird.
Moonboy, when you say that, he switches to common. He goes, "I want the bird for your shoes."
Oh no,
I
we
don't
can't
know
do
that that's a fair trade.
Unless you would want a shoe for a familiar instead of Betsner. No.
Oh, he is a familiar. It is no use to me if it is a familiar. He has just fully switched to common now and was clearly like fucking with you all.
I see.
You're familiar as Moonboy's shoes.
It is a familiar. I'm sorry.
That's very funny.
No, useless. Well, what can you make me?
What would you like?
I can make anything I want. I want to know what you can offer me.
Well, I can make magic
What-
items. I could make an
What
alchemy.
about something to go on his wall?
Oh yes, I could make you a fantastical water feature for your, like a big waterfall or something. No, you could probably make that.
I'll tell you what. He looks, and he kind of is like, he looks over at his grasshopper companion, Atalia, and he goes, "Tell me where you come from, and I will make the shoes for 20 gold."
What's he saying?
He looks at you and goes, "I'm speaking common."
I know. I just wasn't listening.
He shakes his head at us, looks at you. He's like looking very intently at you. And you see Atalia gets nervous. She's like, she kind of is like reaching for the curtain, and he's like, no.
I can tell you everything I know.
Yes, tell me everything you know, and I will make you the shoes for 20 gold in 3 days.
All right. I used to be tethered to the central great machine in a grand arcane workshop. If it had a name, I do not know it. If there was a name for where it was, I do not know it. But that is where I came from. And that is where I created this body.
Do you have any markings on you that would distinguish you from another like you?
I think I probably have my own maker's mark on me somewhere.
Don't you have
Can I-
Hammerstein on you somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see it?
K.A.I. Sure. I'll sort of flip out a portion of my... I'll flip out.
Whoa! K.A.I.'s canceled. K.A.I. is canceled.
I disassemble a little portion of my wrist where there's a small piece with my maker's mark written on it.
Okay. And what does it say?
It says Hammerstein.
Okay. He looks at you and goes, and he bows and goes, "It is an honor to meet you, K.A.I. And he goes, "Do you know that the Meridian Tract are here?
Yes, I know.
Do not
They
let
would
them see you."
They would pay probably handsomely for the information that we were here. Are you going to going to sell us out? I don't think you are.
Well,
I
don't
don't
give
sell.
him the idea.
I make
Yes.
plenty of money. I do not need their fascism on my
Because Why
doorstep.
Why would the Meridian Tract care? I mean, they're looking for me and my friends, but not for me specifically.
If they knew you bore this mark, they would take you for their own.
Why?
Anything that leads them closer to what they want.
Well, interesting.
You are welcome here anytime. As a gift, I will make you these shoes in 3 days for... He gets confused and is like, what did I say? He looks over to... and she's like, 300... He's like, He's like, I don't give a shit. I will make them for you for 20 gold. I truly do not care.
Yes.
I am honored to meet you. Do not expect this treatment every time, but this is fascinating. How long are you going to be here in Firm right now?
For a few more days.
At least 3.
At least 3.
Be careful.
Thank you.
And if you need a
will
friend,
be.
you come find me.
All right.
He's speaking common.
Yep, truly, just has fully switched out.
The Moonboy is definitely watching this conversation quite intently and trying to make sure that this guy isn't Meridian Tract himself, isn't trying to lead us into a trap. This feels like maybe we're, now we're here for 3 days. Now we're here for 3 days, and somebody knows where we'll be in 3 days. So I'm using all of my moonish abilities to see if he's on the level.
Yeah, roll that insight check.
Yeah. Can I
Absolutely.
roll as well? Just
Absolutely,
trying to
definitely.
protect my friend.
Yeah, as like he is truly.
Ooh, thank God.
I mean, Klik, you've been having like a fun day, but when his switch, when he kind of like saw
Yeah.
Hammerstein, got intense and weird, and so your kind of like cockles are up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my cockles.
Is that the right word? No.
Hackles.
No, that's hackles. Yeah. Yep.
Cockles
What are
are in
cockles? A
your
little
cockles are in
Oh,
your
your
heart.
heart.
The cockles
Yeah.
of your heart.
Yeah.
And they are also little shells. They're
Little
little.
shells.
They
Little
eat
cockle
them.
shells.
They eat them in the north of England. They eat them with a pin. Anyway,
I didn't know that. Look at this.
It was a 19 on my insight.
Oh boy.
check.
Okay.
I got a
So
22.
my cockles are paying attention.
Your cockles.
Yeah.
Your little pins are out.
Kai is more just interested and perturbed in what this means.
He is being very sincere, but there is definitely the intensity here. It resembles greediness. He's not. He truly meant like. If I mean, you all are comedians. You've talked to someone after a show who's like, "Great set, dude," and is like trying to just like
That's
talk
actually
to you.
never
talk
happened
you.
to me.
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
heard anybody
Yeah.
say that.
There's a little
Must
bit of
be
just
nice.
like. Sorry, I referenced the real world. But there's a little bit of like ego to how he is reacting. And clearly, he's an egotistical person, but yeah,
So I
not
rolled
dangerous, just kind of like a little off.
I rolled a 22.
Yeah.
Specifically,
What do you want?
I wanted to know on that you have a friend here.
Yep.
Do we have a friend here?
Yes. He
Great.
is willing to protect
Good to
you,
know.
especially against the Meridian Tract.
Great.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody hates the Meridian Tract, huh?
Everyone we've met so far. Perhaps we're running in the right circles.
And soon we'll be doing it with a cool pair of moon shoes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You rolled really high in that investigation check
Yeah.
to find the store. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Cool.
gonna have
So,
to do a
We're getting
commercial for
backstory
Moon
out
Shoes.
of this guy.
Hell of a shopping trip, boys.
What's that over there? A plot
there-
point.
Are there any other items of interest?
I mean, Yes. What do you wish? I have most things.
Most things.
What do you need? What do you wish to
well-
have?
Another bag of holding would be good, so that I can use my infusions for something else.
Yes. I have one single bag. I do not keep multiples here for obvious reasons. It kind of like
Fair
blows
enough.
past that, and he's like, I do not like many of them. I do not like many of them, but they sell well. I have it, and he whips it out, and it like he goes back. He's like, Italia, and she's like, no, and she whoops back and comes back with what looks like a I'm trying to not use the word flesh. I'm trying to...
Come on, you've got one per episode. You gotta get there.
Come on.
yeah, it looks like tanned skin. Let's say that. Like a
Skin
hide.
counts. Skin counts.
Leather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leather.
I mean, yeah.
Leather.
But it's
talking about leather.
Leather's the word.
Leather's what you're looking for.
sure.
A hard, fleshy, like
When
a
you're
cow,
out there, you're like,
a
oh, look.
fleshy cow. Bag.
Okay,
that.
like the skin in your car.
Look at that rad flesh jacket that guy's got on.
Yeah, it has, but no, you all are all right. It has a bit of opaqueness to it that is, I would say, distinguishes it from leather. But,
Sure, fair.
It absolutely clearly has this glimmer to it, and it has a nice very velvety trim to the top of it, and it's like clearly a bag of holding. He's like, 100 gold pieces I cannot give you. I cannot be too nice.
Sure.
He says.
I will give him a bag of jewels that is, I would say these, I'm told, are worth 100 gold pieces. That's what it says on the inventory.
Cool. All right. I mean, he whipped those
what
out.
was
He's
it?
like, absolutely, this is better than money for me.
The jewels.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Most of our money is in jewels.
I wish it was like that nowadays, you know. So many places are like cash only, no jewels.
Handing rubies back and forth. Yeah. And he goes, great. Anything? He goes, you Feather. We did not meet. He's now speaking.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
Klik. I'm speaking in Kreen though. It's like.
Oh, I will.
And Atalia looks at you and nods, and then kind of like sing songs to him, and he's like, yes. Yes, interesting. Do you need a thing? Do you need something to help you speak? I can provide that.
Oh, I have one.
Atalia sings songs, to you, and, he's like, and he kind of like looks at you, kind of like,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
just having a day out. And she brandishes the feather and makes a little whistle with her mandibles. Makes a little bug whistle. That's a thing you can do without lips, right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I heard it.
It's like a teeth whistle, you know?
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
like one of those, like a
Yeah, it's kind of it has like a weird hum, like when you can whistle
Yeah.
and hum at the same time, that like to make the UFO noise. It has like a little bit of that.
yeah.
And
She's
He's like-
really good at beatboxing.
It just
Little
sounds.
known Klik fact.
It just sounds. Her language just sounds like a weird beatbox. It's great.
he goes, "What about this?" And he like cranks himself down, and you see him like walking to the back, and then he's very, very like Atalia just like flew and came, and this is taking a long time. It's like awkwardly long. Atalia's like looking around and is like clearly nervous, and it's like, what is taking him so long? And he himself back up, and he pulls out a glowing orb that has just like this swirl inside of this, and he goes, "You are a warrior. If you break this in a bad situation, it will get you out of it," he says, and kind of like hands you. it. And he goes, 88 gold. And holds up his tiny little, like, almost like crusty finger, but it's just like his body's just made of mold and crust. So yeah.
I'll turn it over in my little 3-fingered claw and get lost in the starriness inside. The little swoosh. Like, K.A.I, can I get it? K.A.I, can I have it?
Absolutely. Why not?
I want it.
We're having a big day.
I'll give you 35 gold, not really thinking about it. Just clink it over to
Okay. I will.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
And then K.A.I has to give him the other 50, right?
yeah. I
that's
give
fine.
K.A.I a pile of money.
I will give.
And just
one human money for
here.
these.
These are for monies.
I will give him 50 gold pieces from the party inventory, and then 38 from my own inventory.
Great.
50 from the party. You said it was 80, right?
88.
85, 88.
88. Yeah. So 35 is out of mine,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
and then 50 from the
I
party.
added your. I added yours
I
to the party inventory, and then.
I see. Okay.
He goes, he's like hands the orb, which is like it is the size of a baseball, and his hand is less than that. So he's holding it with both hands like you would carry something heavy, and he kind of just like hands it out to you as the money is placed on the counter. And Natalia, the grasshopper humanoid, scoops it up, and he goes, "Great. This feels finished to me." And he just pulls the lever, and it just falls. And Natalia goes, "Good day," and she whips the curtain back. And that is it. And they're like, you do not hear a sound from behind the curtain. And
They're
you're just
holding their
in this
breath.
room.
Waiting.
I have this written down as orb of warrior stuff. It's an action to break it, and it just
We can
Yes.
find out exactly
Helps
what
out.
it does.
okay.
Yeah. Maybe if your Artificer casts Identify on it, you will get exactly
Sure.
what it does.
Okay.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I will just stand here and do it while they're waiting for us to leave. I'll do it back
Yeah.
on the ship.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll tuck it away into my cloak.
Cool. Okay.
I can't wait for my new shoes.
As you all step out of the building.
Has it
K.A.I,
been
you
longer
didn't
than an
get it.
hour?
I will recast Disguise Self on myself before we exit the building.
Sure. Okay. Cool.
And the Moonboy goes, "Okay, K.A.I, I think I'll get... Oh, he's gone. Oh, it's you again. Hello. K.A.I,
Hello,
Oh,
man.
Moonboy.
We'll call you Man Kai. Because you're like K.A.I. You remind me of K.A.I, but if he was a man, you know?
Oh, thank you.
And you sometimes occupy the same space in reality."
However you need to think about this, I'm going to let you do it.
What's your name?
Kai.
As well. This is going
I
to
Kai.
get confusing. Anyway, he casts Pass Without Trace once again.
Okay, cool. Cool. All right. And as you all step back out into the street, you see, again, this bustling world. You know, it's kind of like jarring almost to step out into this beautiful place. You see the high spires of the middle of Firma-Regna, kind of like gleaming with light as the sun is starting to like fully pull toward the middle of the sky. And you hear a familiar voice go, "No, I wasn't, man. I straight up was not." And you see from what looks like a tavern across the way that is, again, one of these kind of like grown buildings. It has like an archway with almost like a door that doesn't close. Relic is being held by the back of his shirt. Are we back?
Hilarious.
The last thing they heard was Relic is being held. I'm gonna wait for the nod. Okay, back. So yeah, Relic is being held.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, by a plant humanoid that looks like the stump of a tree. It just has like a flat top. It's clearly made of wood, and is holding Relic. And he's like, "I swear, man, I that's not even what I was doing. That's not even what I was doing." And yeah.
He pulls out of his pocket, and he's been waiting for this. A fake or a homemade Windrider headband, and he puts it on, and he goes, "This looks like a job for the Windrider."
Oh no.
I love it.
It's
He's wearing the
incredible.
junk buckle, Jordan. That's so good.
I'm really pumped with the way he came out. He pocket George Clooney is the word that comes to mind.
Yeah. Hey,
But
Jordan
me
really
and-
nailed the middle ground between like used to be a classy dude and is now a scumbag.
Me and
great.
Aaron were talking about solar punk, and I looked up like solar punk aesthetics, and Aaron, this is kind of solar punk.
All right, now I get it.
It's kind of a Lost Boys vibe.
Yeah.
does
Totally.
have that, yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
So yeah, that's man, I am astonished about how well that first trip into Regna went for you all. And you didn't even get yourselves in trouble. Seems like Relic is the only one who's gotten you all in trouble. So
We were so behaved, despite our terrible costumes.
let me tell
Do
you,
you remember?
that pass without trace helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
One time in my life I got burned by that when I was like, oh my god, I didn't even think about Pass Without Trace, and I'll never not use it again.
It's such a good spell.
It's so subtly good.
It's a crazy good spell. Yeah. It helped you tonight. And that was a fun session, y'all. Thanks for
That was so
thanks for
good.
doing that.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Cool. All right. Anybody want to plug
Viewers.
anything?
Yeah. Follow us all individually on Twitter. We've posted all of our handles and stuff on Twitter before. We're all stand-up comics, so that's all great.
They're now in our about page. Sorry.
They're in our about page.
right here below us on Twitch now. You can get
So
all
you can so you can find all of those on Twitch. I have a podcast called The Commander Sphere with fellow comedian Dan Sheehan, and we talk about Magic the Gathering. So follow that.
Nice.
I wanted to give another shout out to Big Top. Shout out to Big Top. And also shout out to myself here on Twitch. Follow me at Razor Lou. I got a new PC. If you know anything about installing Windows, hit me up. I'm having trouble, but it's going to be great. Also, I have two podcasts. I have Werewolf Radar, which is a comedic paranormal preparedness podcast, and Fight Island, where we have comedians on to fight silly things. You'll see. Go listen to it. It's a good time. We had Aaron on. We hope to have all of the cast of the heroes on at some point. So check it out.
It's a good podcast.
Hell yeah. And don't forget we have new Patreon options. You should check them out. Our Patreon is right here below us. I'll post it in the chat as well. We also have cool merch that Case is going to throw up right now. On It's so cool.
Merch.
We went shopping today. You can go shopping today.
Right?
Get yourself
Man,
some shoes.
I'm totally gonna buy
See?
our own merch.
See, we didn't even plan this. This is the magic of D&D. We went shopping.
right here.
Now you can go shopping.
I'm definitely gonna.
These are great. These are incredible. I'm ashamed to say this is the first time seeing these, and we all did a great job.
Yeah, you made the art, and it's yeah.
Very
cool.
cool.
All right, that's
else?
it, y'all.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Remember, the best way to support the show is to tell your friends about it. So do it. Tell them about shopping.
Tell your friends.
Yeah. We'll talk to you later. See you next week.
Bye. We love
Bye.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humbly chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than he.